All right, so we're under here, just got this faucet installed, but the water lines are actually too short to reach the existing stop valves here. So I already removed this one. We drain the water down in the house. We're gonna remove this compression stop. We're gonna put a 1/2-inch coupling here and here. We're gonna extend these up, and then we're gonna put in new straight stops a little bit higher so our water lines will reach. Here we go. So move this out of the way. This goes over to the dishwasher so you guys can see a little bit better. So to undo a compression stop, you've got to have 2 pairs of pliers. You have to hold the stop, and then the other one you'll use to loosen the compression nut. Oh, that was tightening it. Let's swap these around. Oh wow, this has been on here for a minute. There we go. A little bit of extra water. Grab my paper towels. Clean this up as quick as we can just so we don't warp anything on this cabinet. And then sometimes these will just slide straight up. That one's not wanting to come, so get a pair of pliers and put it on the nut. Still not wanting to come. Sliding a little bit. This pipe's got a lot of give in it, which makes it a little bit tough. We don't want to pinch the pipe, so we got these on here really loose. There we go. So we'll trash this old one. Dry up anything we got going on here. And then we're going to come back with these SharkBite MAX 1/2-inch couplings that can be used on copper, PEX, CPVC, PERT, and HDPE pipe. So we're going to grab a little bit of emery cloth or sandpaper, smooth out our fitting here. Same thing over here. And then we're going to use this depth and deburr tool from SharkBite. The shorter side is the original SharkBites. The longer side is the new SharkBite MAX. So we're going to go to our 1/2-inch size. And we're going to put this on here. Just going to give it a few rotations. Just make sure any burrs that may be on the end of the copper pipe are gone so we don't cut the EPDM O-ring that's actually inside of the SharkBite, so you can see it inside of there. See that black O-ring? We don't want to cut that, so we're going to make sure that everything is nice and clean. And the best way to do this is to get a Sharpie. Again, we're going to go to the long side of this depth tool here, place this depth gauge all the way down the pipe, make a mark right here, make a mark. So when you push these on, you want it to go all the way to where you can just barely see that. Give it a little rotating motion. There we go. See, it kind of got stuck there for a second, so you want to make sure that you mark it so you know when it actually stops, because right there it kind of feels like it's done. There we go. And that's all the way in. take a piece of 1/2-inch PEX. I'm going to cut the end off nice and square. A little rotation. Then once again, we'll take this deburr tool, and you can see that little piece that just came off. So this just adds a nice clean end to it. Cut about 3 inches. And then deburr this end as well. And these are also SharkBite MAX straight stops. So we'll use the long end of the gauge, mark here, and mark here. Go ahead and push this straight up into our stop valve. We're going to remove this compression nut and compression fitting because these integrated supply lines already have a rubber gasket in there. And then push this in with a little rotating motion. Just remove the trim piece off there. All right, so we're in. Put this trim piece back on. Let's see. So we'll trim maybe about 1 inch off of this. Again, we're going to deburr this pipe, give it a little chamfered edge so it doesn't catch up on the O-ring. More than likely PEX isn't going to cut the O-ring, but it does help so it doesn't get caught. We're going to mark our depth on both ends of the pipe. Again, remove compression nut. And we're going to push this all the way to our mark. There we go. Let's pop this trim piece back on. This collar works just to kind of hide this, but it also keeps this from accidentally getting released. So just pop that in place right there. And now, there we are. So let's get our supply lines hooked up. So we want to get these hand tight, and then we'll get about, I don't know, about another half turn to a full turn. And these supply lines are nice. They're already marked blue and red for hot and cold. Hot's generally on the left. This one is teeing off to go to the dishwasher, so we know that this is the hot water. Hand tight. Whenever you're working with SharkBite, you want to make sure that you hold the fitting, because the fittings can be rotated and adjusted. So hold the fitting as we're tightening. We'll just give this a few little snugs. We don't want to get it too tight because it can end up messing up the rubber O-ring if you cinch it way too tight. So I'm not trying to be the Hulk here. Just nice and secure. Once we turn the water back on, then we'll test to see if we have any leaks, if we need to give it a little bit more. All right, there we go. So I'm going to open these up, and then we're all set. We'll go ahead and get the water turned back on, get this tested, and should be done. Start to finish, we're 9 minutes, and this job is finished. So here's how you extend water lines if your faucet lines are fixed and you can't buy longer ones. You just get a couple couplings, extend it out with PEX or copper, and put some new stop valves on, ready to go.